So in this video, we're going to unbox an Iron Man Hot Toys, the Mark 85 from Endgame. Let's talk about it. Okay, so funny story. I made a video unboxing this particular figure and lost part of the video due to a corrupted file. Unfortunately, the corrupted video included a lot of the unboxing of this figure. So the later parts of this video is video that I recorded weeks ago when I first picked up the figure. And finally, I decided to get my lazy butt up and record this part so you guys could see just how awesome this figure is. So the first thing I want to mention is that Iron Man figures are like the Ferrari of Hot Toys. These things are amazing, and they even come in really cool boxes. The Iron Man boxes remind me of VHS boxes. If you remember, way back in the day when you had video cassette tapes, you had the tape inside the box and you would have to pull it out. Well, this is very similar. With these, you pull out this styrofoam piece that reveals the Mark number, which is awesome. And in fact, it has a part that slips off where the figure actually is placed. And there's a bottom part that comes out that includes extra parts and the stand. To me, there is no better feeling than getting a brand new Hot Toys and smelling inside the box. All jokes aside, I do want to point out that the box is actually kind of glossy. It's really good looking. I mean, it gives you an idea of how high-end this action figure is before you actually get it out. It is literally a piece of art in its own. So here's the figure, and shortly I'm going to show you what this guy looks like all lit up. He has so many lights, it took forever for me to put the batteries in, but you'll see bits and pieces of that throughout the video. The main reason why I wanted to make this part of the video, other than just opening the video, is to show you this awesome part here that was not included at the very end of the video. I showed this early on, and that was a part of the corrupted data. This is referred to as the Nano Lightning Refocuser, and you remember this part in the Endgame film. This thing is very easy to attach. All you do is pull off this back part. It actually has a little part here where you can sort of fit your fingernail down inside. You pop it off. It reveals the holes, and boom, there you go. That easy. It's such a cool piece too. It reminds me of like a spider. He looks like kind of like a spider or some sort of bug. Also in the video, I did not mention these little parts that come up. Iron Man figures come with these little tiny parts that flip up and down, which is really cool. You have these right here on the chest that sort of open and reveal different things. Also, the feet have all these different movable parts as well, and these things are pretty awesome. And look how these feet are articulated. You can see all of these moving like joints as you're moving the foot around. It's really impressive. Look at this piece here. It like moves. See? It moves as you're moving the foot up and down. It's just incredible the amount of work and detail goes into these guys. Are you looking for a figure like this Iron Man Mark 85 Hot Toys? Well, head over to collectorzone.com. They have all the Hot Toys that you're looking for, to include Iron Studios, Sideshow, and all the other high-end collectibles, and things like Funko and Mezco. Head over to collectorzone.com to find out more. In this video, you're going to see me breaking this figure down, giving it somewhat of a review, and showing you this guy all lit up in all of his glory. So as far as all the batteries go, we have one that goes into his head. We have some that go into his back. Of course, we have some that go into his arms. And then we have what looks to be batteries that go into his thigh. So this guy's going to be really, really lit up. So the head is always the easiest part to put the batteries in. Look at that. Battery compartment right up top. And all we have to do is slide a screwdriver down there, drop these batteries in, and he should be rocking and rolling. It sounds easy, but it isn't. And they pack in all the tools you need in order to accomplish this, to include tweezers. And believe it or not, these tweezers are amazing when it comes to this. And there's the battery compartment, so wish me luck that I can get these guys in there fairly easy. All right, that was a lot easier than I expected. So there are the lights. Look at that. He looks amazing. So there it is. It's all lit up now. Has a top on, and it's cool because it actually is magnetic, which is the same with a lot of the Iron Man figures. I have an Ant-Man where it is not magnetic, it falls off all the time, and it is so frustrating. Okay, so the thigh piece is next, and it actually comes off fairly simple. I do like how this Iron Man is easy to figure out. Like, I look at the directions, but I think I could have figured this out on my own. So it pops off, and there's your battery compartment right down there with the on and off toggle switch. All right, so it was sort of a pain in the butt to get these out. I actually had to use the little tool that they pack in order to pop this out. And once you pop that out, that is when you start putting the batteries in. So then we have the back piece. There's an on and off toggle back here also, and it seems like this part is actually going to take the largest batteries that come with this figure. All right, so here's the back piece, and there's the toggle on and off switch. As you can see, there's a little compartment there for batteries. So we're gonna have to dismantle that, put the batteries in, and see how it lights up. All right, so we have them all lit up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lights total just from that battery compartment alone. All right, so the arm pieces actually come out fairly easy. So you just kind of pop that out, and as you can see, there is the battery compartment. The only thing was that the lip of this thing is sort of up in like the shoulder area, so you kind of have to wiggle it out to pop it off. But overall, it's very simple. All right, and there he is. Look at all the lights, and his hands are lit up now. The legs are lit up. The back is lit up. His eyes are lit up. This figure looks absolutely stunning. He looks great, but it cracks me up because you have to put 3 batteries down inside of the thigh area, and they literally light up this one tiny little light. But then you put batteries into the back area and you get 11 different lights. So it's really interesting how many lights you get out of each battery compartment. Like with all other Iron Man figures, you get the same type of hands. You get an articulated hand where you can bend the fingers. You get the open hand, that's just open. And then you also get the fist hands like we have on the figure right now. My favorite is always the open hand, because this is exactly the look that you want with Iron Man, where he's putting his hands up and using his repulsors. So just for grins, let's go ahead and put in the head sculpt on this figure and see what it looks like. You know, all these figures usually come with this like neck sleeve, and you just kind of clip it right down. The head goes over top of it, so it looks really clean. So as a default, the figure actually comes with the helmeted head intact. So you actually have to pull off the sleeve that's already in there, which is magnetic, which is beautiful, and you replace it with this sleeve so you can attach the head. And there you have it. There is the Tony Stark head sculpt, and it looks really good. It doesn't look as bad in person as it did in some of the photos, in my opinion. Although this might be the second generation of the head. Either way, I like the head that is packed in with this figure. It looks really good. So I figured it'd be interesting to show off my other 2 Iron Man figures, because these figures are some of my favorites that have ever been released. This is the Mark 7 and this is the Mark 47, and the Mark 47 is from Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think it's my very favorite Iron Man suit ever. And this guy, he stacks up really well with these other 2 figures. He looks really good. The finish on him is really, really shiny. The Mark 7 has sort of a wear and tear sort of a look, but even the clean parts that he comes with is not nearly as shiny as the one from the Endgame Iron Man. And I would suggest that the Mark 47 is sort of in between as far as glossiness goes. The glossiness on the 47 is dull in comparison to the Endgame Mark 85. The Mark 85 is just remarkable. I'm not a huge fan of the Infinity War suit. I thought it was just okay. But when I saw the Mark 85 in the film, I knew that that was going to be a suit that I had to absolutely have. So here's probably the most important part that comes with this figure. It's the Nano Gauntlet. It looks really good. It attaches at the arm instead of attaching at the hand, because it does have some different pieces and different looks to it. It's really cool looking, and in fact, it has an articulated hand like some of the other hands that are packed in with this figure. So disconnecting the arm is fairly simple. You just pop it right off, and that's creepy looking underneath, but when you reattach that portion, boom, now he has the Nano Gauntlet, and check that out. It actually lights up the way that it's supposed to, just like in the film. Although it's not quite as bright as I would hope it to be. As you can see, the time stone is right there. It's a little dull looking. I'm okay with it. I don't really light these up anyway that much. I mean, it's practically only when I take photos of the figure or if I'm making a video such as this one. But the Nano Gauntlet looks really great, and I'm happy with it. I just wanted it to look like the Nano Gauntlet. The fact that it lights up is just sort of an added bonus in my opinion. But now I wonder, will this figure actually stand up on his knees just like in the Endgame film? I've seen some photos released by Hot Toys, and apparently he does. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, I am super impressed. So he does actually fold up, and he can go right down on his knees. It's amazing. It looks really good too. It doesn't look like kind of weird or awkward to me. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to. It looks like right out of the movie. Of course, he doesn't wear the helmet in this part of the movie, but it really does look accurate. So if you're wondering if you should get this figure or not, or just wait for the battle damage one that's coming out like most people are. In fact, I was one of those people. I was gonna wait for the battle damage only figure. But seeing this one in person is just amazing. It is such a good looking figure. It is phenomenal as far as being able to be posed in things. The posability is just amazing, but you know, I expect that with pretty much all of the Iron Man figures. I'll say that the Mark 7 is a little bit bulkier when it comes to that, but this figure can pretty much do everything and more. Guys, what do you think about these Iron Man figures? And more specifically, what do you think about that Mark 85? I think that's an awesome figure. Guys, thank you for watching this video. We will catch you next time.